Hey guys, so skip the intro as you might have noticed. That's because we're not sure that this match will actually begin. It seems, we have all of Alpha Ducks in here. Apparently at the moment though, Team Gecko unfortunately is struggling to find their full roster. They're missing a couple players and trying to kind of get that organized. So therefore, we have one in the lobby now. That being said, I'm not sure that this match is going to happen. From what I'm being told, doesn't inspire too much confidence. So highly unfortunate. But lulls are the best. Oh dear, maybe it is the lulls curse again. No, I deny that. There's no such thing. I don't want you to leave. Although, it does seem... No. You're fine. Not your fault at all. But, okay, so we do have two of the Team Gecko players here. But that's kind of what I was informed, is that they do have two players, just struggling to find their third and fourth at the moment. So it's being discussed a little bit in the open comms, but yeah, they're trying to figure that out, see if they start indeed. It could always do the whole 3v4 thing if they manage to get one more, although I know that's not ideal. But yes, perhaps forgetting that they had a match tonight for Gecko, or not really sure. But yeah, it seems like, I don't know. I'll give it a 50-50 chance that this does happen. We'll see, but otherwise I'll be here talking to you for the moment and doing my best possible job to stall. How am I doing so far? Not that good, I guess. But I guess what we can do is take a look at the schedule for the day. If nothing else, consider this a pre-show to the otherwise humongously busy Saturday that we do have in store later on. It's a doozy, as the kids say all the time. But yes, so, you know, right now we have that scheduled match between Team Gecko and Alpha Ducks. Will it happen? Will it not? Your best guess is the same as mine. But in a few hours, at the very least, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central, or in other words, about 3 hours and 20 minutes from now, Spaghetti will be facing off against Orbit. Boop asking they still need 2 people. Correct, apparently. Not really sure what the deal is, but yeah, they only have the 2 rostered members on at the moment. And what I was being told in the Discord and the League org channel was that they're still maybe looking, so see how that works out. But yes, until then, pre-show. Pre-show for the rest of the afternoon. Mozzie's asking, is Deception versus Skull getting casted? Not quite sure what is or isn't getting casted with definitiveness yet. We shall see. There's a few overlaps, definitely. And I'm just kind of still in the wake-up process, admittedly, but usually we get those things figured out, you know, within a couple hours before the games. Let's see. When is Skull and Deception? 5:45, which is, let's see. Okay, given that, I'm thinking probably not, because unless we do get another camera person, but because you have the 5:45 match on my time between Skull and Deception, but then we have 3 matches at 6. So if I casted the 5:45 one, I would be missing Illuminati versus Infinite, which is probably the most hyped match of the day, I would think people are wanting to see streamed. So that would be the only reason. But yeah, Saturday turned busy all of a sudden. Usually Saturday is the least populated of the, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday group. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We might have another cam available later on. I'm hoping. I'll ask, so I'm not confirming or denying that you won't get casted, but just based on the overlap with Illuminati Infinite, which definitely is getting casted, that makes it a little bit of a struggle. My apologies. Now, still only 2 people in the lobby for Gecko, just to keep you guys updated on that. Separate note, we are this weekend, like, I'm getting a few new casters involved. Cameras might be another story, but as far as casting goes, onboarding a few more going to the end of the season. Oh, Boop saying they're taking a North American sub, really? Well, that will be intriguing in its own right, if that's the case. But anyway, back onto the schedule until there's other things going on. We have Spaghetti playing Orbit, which is interesting because they're two of those X Factor teams I like to refer to in North America, where both of them coming into the preseason and then into Season 1, kind of unknown commodities. They haven't been involved in leagues and competition prior too much, and yet they came in to the North American scene, and they both have wound up in the Gold Division. Positive win rates and just upsetting lots of teams who maybe didn't take them seriously at first, but now I think that's definitely not the case anymore between both of those teams. Earning their respect and the confidence that, if they're in a match against any other gold team or even master teams, they have a chance to take games, to take series, and they have. Moving on, we have Boosty Boys and Galaxy being played, both new-ish teams to VRML. Boosty Boys does have some veteran presence on their team, captained by White Fox. Galaxy, though, collectively, all new to league play. There's Catalyst and Mirage. So Catalyst, the team of many names over the course of preseason, registered maybe about a month or so ago. They started out as Catalyst. A week or so later, they changed to 1.8288 meters over. And a week after that, they transitioned to Palidore Fan Club. And now they're back as Catalyst. So by name, I'll just refer to them as the meme team, if nothing else. But they'll be playing on later today. Versus Mirage, who we just saw yesterday. Versus a reboot there. Mirage, and also a new team to competitive play, but impressing. In terms of their defense is really nice. They have Fontac in there, if I'm remembering correctly. As well as Tony, also known as Hi Tony in the Twitch chat. He pops in from time to time. But they've been impressing, looking for the passing plays, providing some good goalkeeping, and just looking good for a team that hasn't been playing in league play before. A lot of teams like that in this league that just kind of impressed me of how quickly they're kind of adapting to the meta and understanding it. So, I don't know, maybe doing their research. Meanwhile, there's the aforementioned Skull Crusaders and Deception game that will be scheduled to stream, and that's going to be fun to look forward to, whether it's streamed or not, just because, Deception, Skull Crusaders, both of these teams, Deception registering more recently, well, I say recently, but more like maybe around week 4 or so. Week 4 or 5, I think. But players in Deception all kind of coming off of other teams in the league, and then, branching off of that, and then joining and forming together against us Skull Crusaders, who have been a thing since the first week of Season 1. And have progressively gotten better and better each week, really climbing those ranks, finding themselves currently in the Silver Division. And they've had some mighty close games. Last week, they were one of those 3 games versus Chaos. Chaos had 3 games in a row across the week. Last Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday. There are 3 matches in a row that Chaos had. All of them ended on game winners in the last couple seconds. Very, very unlikely and unusual. 2 of those matches went to round 3, for that matter. But yes, one of those was against Skull Crusaders, and Skull was able to provide that win off a shot from Soisy that actually went off the head of the goalie to win the game for Skull Crusaders. That was a fun one. Lulls are the best, says K. I'm back. What happened? Well, as of now, nothing yet. Unfortunately, Boop was mentioning they're maybe taking a North American sub, but for the moment, I've yet to see anyone else join. It's still just 2 Team Gecko players in the lobby at the moment, along with all 4 Alpha Ducks on the other side. But we're officially past that 15-minute mark, so at minimum, round 1 is already forfeit here. So if they do manage to get a couple players together in the next few minutes, or next 15, can still do the rest of the match, but round 1 will be a forfeit at the moment. So, therefore, I'm just going through subs, or subs, not going through subs, going through the schedule just to kind of stall. And, okay, so Boop's saying they've got Taco and Neutrinos, and indeed Neutrinos just did join over on the orange side I'm seeing now. So let me ping the teams and at least let them know here. Apologies for the silence, just trying to communicate with teams real quick and figure out what we wanted to do, if possible. But yes, we do actually have all the players in, so can pull down the schedule now, see what we're rolling with. Obviously, I know Taco quite well, seen him playing throughout preseason and season 1 on between Toxic Units and Jesters, if I'm hopefully not wrong on that. And Neutrinos, not as familiar with him. But good to have a sub available. Lul's asking if someone can tell us a joke involving a door to pass the time. Putting me on the spot a little bit. Or, oh, you're referring to that joke. Let's see. All right, well, looks like maybe we will in fact just go with all 3 rounds, or best of 3 and no forfeit. So I'll let the teams know that they can start, maybe opting not to press that, it seems like, kind of an agreement there, and that's fine with me. All right, so that's fine. If there's that kind of gentleman's agreement, understanding there, then we won't have to press the issue. It'll just be a straight up best of 3 still, no forfeiture, just a late start. So apologies for that, but we're going to get off and underway fairly soon. Just based on the open comms I'm hearing right now, it seems like maybe they're trying to get the subs into a private call or Discord call or something like that. Daniel, aka Shepard, stopping by saying, let's go Alpha Duck. Says, Lil Rad is the best EU player. Changed my mind. Yeah, Lil Rad, well, he's pretty rad. I'll give you that. As always, I know, especially in the Discord at times, on the NA side particularly, people making those tier lists. I know sometimes people have called for me to make some and rank players, but in truth, it would actually be very hard. Now, I think I do a good job, you know, when it comes to predicting how teams would play against each other, calling out different things like that, or talking about chemistry and play styles, stuff like that. Like, sure, I've watched hundreds of games at this point. That I can do, but counter to expectation, I think it would be very, very hard to actually rank individual players, at least for me. Just because so much, especially when you look at the top level. I mean, you're talking about gold and master tiers, and so much of the game at that level is actually dependent more on chemistry and position, like team play, positioning versus individual efforts. And honestly, like there's a lot of rosters at the top level. If you switched out one player with another top player, they would not be as good, even if on paper the skill level is like the individual skill is equal. There's a lot of just chemistry that factors into that, so it'd be very, very difficult. And I know that wasn't a serious comment you were making necessarily, but, you know, it's just kind of something that's interesting to me when people are talking about top players, you know, this and that. Very, very difficult. I think, if nothing else, the players would probably know more who's the best at what than I am, just because, you know, I get a good overarching view on these casts, and I get a good look at some of the stats and things, but, you know, well, as we all know, it's an entirely different beast when you're in that, you know, you're in the first person, you're the one playing against a player on defense or offense, and you kind of know what you're dealing with maybe a bit better than I do. Simon asking if drops are activated. Sure. Sure, they're activated. Also, no. All right, so enough of the stalling because we got ourselves a match finally with a very unusual roster. Half the roster here for Team Gecko, but a roster no less. So first joust underway. This is a best of 3, no forfeiture, as the Alpha Ducks did not want to press such a thing, and that's fine by me. So we're going to play all 3 or 2, whatever the case, best of 3, as a Stody gets the disc and clears it into the pocket, into the tunnel now. Boop saying Torin does well in every position. Going well for that well-positioned shot. It's Martin the third for the 3. Martin the 3, I guess. But yeah, Torin definitely one of the top players. I would agree. Again, I'm not gonna rank, but I would agree he's definitely very talented. I mean, between some of the huge saves that he has, and then on offense, very consistent. So that's definitely true. Affenterre before it quit, also very valid. Very much so. I know in the early days, everyone just thought of him, especially North America, because we didn't play Europe that much, obviously, except, you know, very occasional pubs, and then once in a blue moon at LANs and stuff. We would just think of, you know, Affen the goalie. He's the goalie. And I do remember just how much, like in those Season 1 finals, for instance, never in my life did I see or expect as that shot just is deflected off and saved by Dan. But never did I expect Lemming to be stuffed so many times. Lemming and Shiny and me, like, at a time frame where it was guaranteed goals. Suddenly, it's like, what's this? There are goalies in this league? As a nice recovery rather by Lil Rad. It was very slowly rolling off the backboard. And Rad got the shot. So that one's for you, Shepard. That one's for you.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But yeah, I think... Oh, there's a lot of good players now. I'm still kind of looking forward to the day that we see that, you know, the one, the true one that people prophesize over. You know, that Michael Jordan, that LeBron James, that Wayne Gretzky of the league. They just come in and, like, from the very beginning, as that shot goes in from Lil Rat again, 7 points. But that one person who comes in, maybe when the Quest version comes out, we're just going to see someone from the first few weeks. It's like, oh, no, they are a natural at everything. Who knows? Yeah, it'll be a little while, but, I mean, there are definitely people who've come in and impressed, you know, early. I've gone to them a lot, but guys like Alduin in North America. As this stat gets collected, Martin III, back passing it to Stody. But Alduin, for those who are unfamiliar, especially maybe in Europe, he's played for all of 5 or 6 weeks. He only hit level 50 like 2 weekends ago. And yet he's insane at the game. Like, he's making shots as a good save is made there from Dan. He's getting all kinds of saves. That's where he prioritizes, really, is the goalkeeping. He's an excellent goalie for someone who's barely been playing. Has a good shot there from Lil Rad, Ninja Knight, the distribution. 9 points. 4 Alpha Ducks.
11, 10,
BTS King hopping in saying, I'm the MJ of Echo.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Is that so?
3, 2,
I would consider you the, trying to think of a good comparison.
here we go.
Missed joust there, won't pay for it though. Martin III can't hit that one, but they will get the stack. So nice one from Martin and Little Rad to get back quickly. And there's a second stack from Ninja Knight. Ninja going for that shot, but a save out from Taco on Thursday. And another grab. So back and forth, back into the backboard, and it's a score 11-0 for Lil Rad.
12, 11, 10,
I was gonna say though, VTS, I think
7,
I don't think you're mean enough to be MJ. MJ's got a certain, like, you know, he's got that killer attitude. You're one of the nicest, chillest people in the game, I think.
And come back.
Little Red unhappy about that miss, gets the hand back, gets the disc back over here for Stody. And over to the nest, intercepted by Taco. Taco goes for the clear now. Trying to look for some stacks, perhaps. Getting up to the front line, and will be taken here by Taco, but he's punched by Martin. So over it goes. Like a BTS, I would make the Steve Nash comparison, but then again, Steve Nash was a terrible defender, for as much as I love him for everything else. So definitely not an apt comparison, but I was only going to make that comparison because, you know, great teammate, great distributor, great positionally, smart player, and nice player, good attitude. Over here, Martin III takes the disc over, going over to Stody. Stody, the pass to Martin. Martin has the positioning out here. Got the one-on-one, so good pass. Always dangerous. Lil Red converts 13 points. Always dangerous when we're talking about those aggressive midline players, right? Because if you do manage to get that pass up front, oftentimes it will result in a just open situation or a number situation. And that one turned into the one-on-one off a great pass from Martin. Chrome Platypus. I was going to go there and say that, but then I thought better of it. But yes, maybe. that was why I paused at first, because I was about to say that. I'm like, man, maybe not. But Stody is going to take the disc and clear it out over here. Actually, pass it out to the side wall. There's Ninja Knight with it. Eyeing that goal from deep. Maybe, but there is actually a defender close by. But look, another forward pass does turn into the one-on-one. Taco on Thursday. He will get the save, and if anyone can do it, it's going to be Taco there over on Team Gecko, as Martin III, though, gets it through the second time, and some static comes through and hurts my ears. But 15 here for the Alpha Ducks.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Shepard's saying people stealing the 4-5-4. Does it mean something? Is it just random? So you gotta get a name like Palidore that's taken in very few places. That's why I'm Palidore pretty much everywhere. As it going for a shot, it's Neutrinos. Nice drive in there from the top shoulder on the right side, and get them on the scoreboard here with a couple minutes remaining. 2:47.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
See Infinity stopping in the chats, calling out Neutrinos for the unusual name. Yeah. Don't know much about Neutrinos. I feel like I may have seen him play in league play before. Maybe once. Otherwise, not too familiar, but I do knows Neutrinos that is a very correct assessment. The unique names. Gotta love them. There's a lot of really crazy and unique ones in the league. Makes it fun most of the time as a caster. Sometimes you got people and teams changing their names just to mess with me a little bit, but otherwise, unique all the same. There's a player here and in Europe on one of these newer teams. Maybe it was Paradox. Haven't seen them in a few weeks, granted, but Creamy Elephant. Going for a shot, though, is going to be a little rad in the trunk. Get it? Because elephant. But nonetheless, speaking of Creamy, we've got a new team, a new name for Milk. As of today, as of this week, they are now known as Creamy Milk. They'll be playing later today. Looking forward to casting that and saying that over and over and over. Anyway, over to the side tunnel. Roll out here, Multi with a disc. A quick pass, reaching that bubble. Taken here by Neutrinos. And the goals, again, for him. 4 points, all 4 of them for Team Gecko. And all 4 of them to Neutrinos. So assisted once by Taco, once by Multi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're underway.
Now on this joust, there's the joust from Alpha Ducks that they like to go to at times, where it's just the clear and then the immediate stack into the disc off that sidewall bounce.
Back downfield.
Pretty creative there, and also kind of clever in a sense when you have those kind of clears, because you know the stack is able to accommodate. Basically, your clear or pass doesn't have to be super accurate, as that shot is super accurate from Ninja Knight. But yeah, if you're very well collected on the stack, it can kind of make up for mistakes or make up for, you know, less accuracy elsewhere. Now that said, if you are super accurate at those passes and clears, even better. But you know, speed and good stacking pairs can really make up for a lot of misplays otherwise. So mobility is definitely a huge part of Echo Arena, and you'll see that pay off for so many teams. As this one, just missing the shot, the recovery, overshooting, but Multi as well. So no one paying for that one, as we do end this first round here with a victory to Alpha Ducks, as some more static comes on through from someone's mic in there. And it will be a 20-4. Or if you read that in order, 420. Speaking of MJ, which I mean Michael Jordan, of course. But yes, VTS, how's it going, buddy? Oh, man, that's static, though. All right, so round one end. And what do we got? On the highlights in the stats sheets, if I can actually get that up. There we go. So it's Lil Rad with 12 points. So doing it for Shepard, if nothing else. Shepard cheering him on before the match started, and, well, definitely providing in bunches, or at least by the dozen, with a dozen points. 1 assist, 8 stuns. He had Martin with 5 points and an assist as well. Stody leading the assist department with 3, and Ninja Knight, stat in every category just about, with the 3 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 11 stuns. Over on Team Gecko's side, the 4 points led by Neutrinos, an assist apiece for Multi and Taco. And the high stuns to Neutrinos as well. Got Dan 3DIM, or Dim, with 1 save, 3 stuns. Taco with 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, 7 stuns. So a lot of stats piling up for him as well. But round 2 about to start. Here we go. What was a stretch? I just read in chronological order. That's it. No stretching needed. Over here will be taken by, looks like Multi. That has an open goal maybe, so first on the board if they can make it, but unable to do so. Now off it goes to Stody. And Stody to Ninja. Ninja over to the opposite corner. Wisely, because look at that stack of players. 2 of them there defending that opposite tunnel. So heady moves on the passes as it goes back to the hands here of Ninja. Ninja Knight takes it away, looks for that corner pocket. Martin is in the general vicinity and just trying to collect that one for infinity. That made no sense, but it did rhyme, so hi again. Martin the third on the bottom ramp, looking up to the nest maybe, or the shoulder rather. Lil Rad diving in and gets that first 2. So Team Gecko unable to convert that offensive play, and then gets scored on the other end, and that's always going to be tough there. Trying to take advantage of those open goals because they're pretty rare, especially with the speedy stacks we see in Europe. VTS, a man of the people, says Chrome. I agree. Truly. Truly a king fit for the people. Now on the top side here, taken by Neutrinos, and there he goes again. Neutrine goes. How many of those can I get? Who Neutrinos? But that's 6 points, all of them now, for Neutrinos on Team Gecko. Tied up here, though, in the second round. About a minute and 40 seconds in. Captain Canada saying, I'm conflicted. I like both teams. As there's that launch again from Alpha Ducks really quickly, but actually taking bounce off the pack. Still the pass down low to Ninja. Ninja has the corner pass maybe, playing very tight on the defense there. So a good job from Team Gecko. But will they get the disc back? Looks like no, but some more defense on the nest, but still Stody maneuvering through, but not converting on the shot. Good recognition, though, from the Gecko players to cover off the nest at the very least. And all the meanwhile on the sidewall, Lil Rad will take that one away. So trying to just evade the defense, they're going to walk it in. And Lil Rad, there's a score again. He's up to, what, 16 points now. Big game from Lil Rad. Just feed Rad, I suppose. So there you go. 4-2 on the launch out here. Let's see what Gecko opts to do. We got Taco going for that deep clear. Maybe even turning into a pass. Actually, they did have a man on that bottom ramp, so maybe just utilizing the bounces. But that said, the very short range ladder climbing kind of going on for Alpha Ducks. Oh, great save, Taco. Told you if it's going to be anyone, it will be him. But just like the first time around, it's a rebound that turns into the goal. So not denying the first attempt, but they will have success on the second. And that time, Stody gets the goal. All right, so for Taco on Thursday, here's another rollout. That's going to bounce just astray, maybe collected by the stack. The goal actually exposed momentarily, but now will be covered off by a couple players. Midline, Martin punching and passing. And going for the shot. Oh, another ding there. Very close, but no cigar. Trying to paint the corners, which a lot of teams and players have to do these days against these goalies, right? Because, I mean, especially when you have Taco in that goal, is that a quick one is forced out and maybe rebounded. Oh, just missing, though. And to Ninja Knight. So another one of those missed opportunities. Couldn't quite convert. But yeah, against a goalie like Taco, you can see, you know, the dings on the shot. But that's because they're trying to aim for those corners, you know, get it away from the center of mass of Taco so they don't get saved again. So here they go. Stody, let's see what he does. Just trying to wait for his teammates. Go for the cross. And dunking it on in is Ninja Knight. Just from 1 meter out. So effectively a dunk. And against great goalies, sometimes that's what you need to do. Instead of shooting it from a few meters out, if said goalie does not want to dive out at you, then just bring it right up into their grill and dunk it in so they have, you know, very little room or time to react to it. But even then, you'll see goalies sometimes still accommodate. Middleman's one of them. I've seen him stuff multiple dunk attempts across the last several months. So, you know, it's not a cut and dry thing that works every time, but it's definitely an effective play to go for those dunks sometimes on those stationary goalies. So Ninja Knight with that disc over on the right side. We'll look for a nice cross there. Multi getting a nice little punch and the boost. But all these players assaulting Taco on Thursday because it's what they need to do if they want to score. And it was eventually Lil Rad with the points. They can see there. I mean, even then, Taco still almost had a headbutt play on that one. So just can't slouch when you're going against him at the goal. Boop saying Taco is a good goalkeeper, but the clears need improving. And yeah, it's one of those things at times, especially in 4v4, I've noticed with a lot of goalies. Granted, they've gotten better over the months, but especially in preseason and still in Season 1 sometimes. Because of how frantic it gets, because of the extra numbers inside the bubble sometimes, people are really forcing clears a lot quicker than they used to do over in 3v3. So it is improving, though, and the meta, especially North America, has gotten a lot slower recently. As we go for a shot here for Lil Rad again, continuing to pile on the points by the minute. By the second, in fact. 21 for Lil Rad, 13 for Alpha Ducks in round 2. But yeah, meta is really starting to slow down, and teams, both in like Silver and Gold and Master Division, especially are really dragging out defenders like deep into the mid lane and really utilizing a lot of extra passes now, which is definitely different from preseason. Because preseason, you saw a lot of high-scoring games. You saw a lot of individuals who would get 20, 30, 40-point matches. You don't really see that anymore for the most part. Occasional 20-point games, like Lil Rad here today, as it goes for a couple more. Assisted by Stody now. But yeah, you see some 20-point games here and there, not super common. But as far as 30-point games and 40-point games, it basically just doesn't happen anymore. And that's just because of the slowdown and because of the more patient play that we're seeing. So I think that's also contributed to the fact that, you know, the clears are getting a bit better. But yeah, definitely when it gets super crowded in the goal, it gets really nerve-wracking at times. All you want to do is just slap it through and find an angle, and somehow manage to not get it intercepted, you know? So backboard play goes, and look at that. It's Taco again. Just incredible effort on the defense. But the second attempt won't be through. Third attempt won't be through. The reverse dunk. Martin enjoying that one and enjoying his own teammate's misery, apparently, as he laughs about it. But he's going to connect with Little Rad for the boost. They collect the disc right back. They're going to go up high for that pass to Ninja Knight. Ninja going for that pass to Little Rad. Little Rad was going to put on a couple more. Absolutely not, because it's another save from Taco. Another save from Taco. And he is catching defensive heat right now. Catching fire and hopefully not burning himself in the process. But wow, was that a great series of plays from the man on Thursday. But it's Saturday. Doesn't matter. Is he going to make a play? No, sir, but only because he was stunned. Taco on Thursday saying, why did you punch me? You scared of me? Yes, yes they are. They have to be. How could you not be? I'm scared of you, and I'm not even playing against you right now. Oh, boy, that was a great series of plays from Taco. If nothing else, getting his own kind of season highlights more in the mix here. That was worthy in itself of making the compilation video, I guess, for next season. As we go for the shot here, Stody up to 19 now with 1:20 remaining in round 2.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And Ashad TV saying, pressuring the goalie is key to these aggressive offensive plays, and it's working well. Overall, definitely. Although, thanks in part to Taco and just the defense from Team Gecko kind of brawling in around there. And, you know, go for a nice headshot. Boom, headshot. Ninja Knight 93. Off his head. But still goal going to the favor of Orange team here, Team Gecko. But yeah, being aggressive on the goalie and kind of pressing on them. It's working, but at the same time, it is taking definitely multiple attempts due to some of the defense, and especially those saves on that last play. Very hard to work through. So you see, they had, even when they were clustered up and trying to bother him a lot, he still got some of those saves in heavy clustered up situations. But again, there's a stun, so helpless. He still tries to headbutt it, of course, going for this save again, but unable to do so. But that's what Alpha Ducks have got to do. Just stun him, distract him, body block, go for the passes, go for the aggressive drives.
6, 5, 4.
Captain Canada is saying, okay, I may have to get back on my goalie highlight videos.
That'll do it.
Yeah, by all means. I know community appreciated that, loves to see it. I love to see it and love to play it. In fact, maybe I might just play some of the old ones as well. The old videos people made. Makes sense. I mean, don't need to just run them for a week. There's a lot of cool videos that deserve airtime, I think, and doesn't have to just be a always current one, because they were definitely fun to watch. But on that was the end of the round, end of the series. Ends in 2 here. 20-4, then 21-4 across the 2 rounds.
My goal was not to get mercy that I'm man.
Yeah, those saves were crazy. It was just save after save after save.
Dude,
Everyone on our team was just spazzing out before the goal. So I guarantee Palidore on his own comes like, save! Save again!
That's very correct.
I wasn't getting mercy.
Very correct, Ninja Knight. I'm sure you guys could hear that. I was indeed
We played that
losing my mind slightly. As I said in recent days, I'm not a natural-born goalie. It took me an awful lot in Season 1 to work up to the point where I felt like I was a good goalie for about a period of 1 month. And once I took a 2 or 3 week break between seasons, I lost it completely. And I was never that good at goalie again. Yeah. Not my natural inclination. I'm a natural passer, shooter, but when it comes to the goalkeeping skills, it takes just a lot of very different headspace and concentration from me. That just doesn't really mesh with me naturally. It's tough. So that, when I do see those big goalkeeping plays, even just those single saves, but when you see the multiple ones, 2 or 3 in a row like that we saw from Taco, or like the one that we saw from, ones that we've seen from Middleman on many occasions, or it just gets mind-boggling to my non-goalkeeping brain is all. Heck, even Boop. I don't know if he's still around in here, but when he was playing in preseason and then some of the subs, it was a half joke, but also half truth. He was getting some good saves. I don't know. It just boggles my mind. It's always impressive. But anyway, going to the stats here, it's going to be a big game. Oh, I didn't get the stats correct for the second round, so I didn't. Little Rad had 20-some points, and I am a big disappointment because I didn't actually cap it on the screenshot. I was too distracted talking about goalkeeping and laughing at what Ninja Knight was saying about me. So my apologies, but in any case, I know Lil Rad had probably like 26 points or so. Taco on Thursday had to have like 8 saves perhaps, because these are the first round stats you're looking at. So, but yes, that will be the one and only European match for the afternoon, evening, day, what have you. Again, we mentioned the schedule later on for North America. Super busy indeed, but we'll be casting as many as we can, as always. And yeah, take a quick look at it once more. Won't run through all the fine details, but yes, at 4 Mountain Time or 6 p.m. Central, which is another 3 hours or so away. 2 hours, 40 minutes. We've got Spaghetti versus Orbit. We've got Boosty Boys and Galaxy. Catalyst versus Mirage. Skull Crusaders versus Deception. Illuminati versus Infinite. Nay Plus Ultra versus Creamy Milk. Genesis versus Chaos. There is no team versus Space Force. Ignite versus Infinite. Invictus versus Nova, which by the by will be the last match for Nova. So we're definitely going to try and cast that, or will cast that in fact. And then we have Space Force versus Boosty Boys to end the night. All right, so I hope to see you guys a little bit later for that. We'll have looking like a few casters on board already, and just, yeah, we'll do what we can. But until then, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Week 10 of Season 1. We will see you a little bit later. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, and be good.